So now with 5 rounds to go, we're both very sure we're in the lead. I personally would have been surprised if there was anybody who was in close second. We were in second going into the evening session. We have had an amazingly good game up until this point, and we just had a big round against the leaders. At this stage, with 5 rounds to go, I think that when I was younger, I would have had a lot of butterflies. I would have been feeling like, oh my gosh, we're in first place. Just don't blow it. Just don't do anything stupid. And now I think the fact that I've been through it, I've gone through a lot of these tournaments where I've had to play well under pressure. And the only thought that was going through my head was, all right, we're in the lead. Now, I can trust my judgment. If I just play the same way I've been playing for the next 5 rounds, that I have no doubt we're going to win the event. And it actually made me play with more confidence, and it just felt like from this point forward in the event, everything was straightforward. Though every decision, of course, I took as much care as I've been taking leading up to this point. And including this board 25, I had this 14 or 12 count in 4th seat. And I typically like to apply the rule of 15 in 4th chair. But this one does not qualify. The rule of 15 is where you take your total number of points and add them up with your total number of spades. So here I have 2 spades and 12 points. It's only 14. And decide whether I would open the bidding. Now, the reason that spades are so important is because spades are the master suit, and if it's a part score swing, I don't really want to be opening and having my opponents compete in spades. Another negative about my hand is that I'm aceless. Now, on the other hand, I do have an opening bid. I would open this hand in any other chair, and it seems a little strange to not open in 4th seat. I'm playing as a couple I've never met before. I don't know who they are, and I just don't see any real reason not to open. I feel like even at other tables, a lot of people probably would have opened with some of the other hands, so I'm not going to be passing out a hand that's just passed out across the room or whatever. So I decided to open a heart, and my disaster happened. The opponents overcalled a spade, and Joel jumped to 3 hearts, showing a mixed raise, 7 to 10 points in 4-card support, and the opponents bid 3 spades, and I couldn't possibly compete, and I knew I could smell this before I even opened. All I could think was just, please let partner respond to spade. One time, don't make my opponents have a big spade fit. So they did, and they played 3 spades, and Joel led the jack of clubs, and dummy hit with just an absolute monster, 2 aces and a king. I'm surprised they didn't open in 3rd seat. I would have opened their hand in 3rd seat. They are balanced, but they have 4 spades, and it's the same idea. Their hand does qualify with the rule of 15. They have 4 spades and 11 points, and I actually do apply the rule of 15 in 3rd seat as well as 4th seat, because 3rd seat sometimes you need to open late when you have the spade suit. So anyhow, partner led the jack of clubs, which looks like pretty bad news. I know that Declare's got the queen of clubs. So in counting my defensive tricks, we have at most 1 heart, 1 club, and maybe 2 diamonds. It's looking pretty grim. So Declare ducked the jack of clubs to my king, and I didn't see anything better to do but to play out my 5th best heart to tell Joel that I had 5 of them. And because we lead 3rd and 5th in the middle of a hand, especially in this type of situation where it's obviously Joel has 4 and dummy has 3, and he knows that I have either 4 or 5. It's going to be pretty important to him to know whether I have 4 or 5. So I led the 3, showing him 5, and he won the 10. And now he knew it was time to shift. And because I won the king of clubs at trick 1, he knows that Declare's got the queen. So the only suit left for him to shift to is diamonds. He shifted to a diamond, and Declare played low, and I won the king. I played back the king of hearts, and Declare roughed it. At that stage, Declare played a trump to the king and a trump back, and I was hoping Declare would finesse it, but no, Declare knew that Joel had to have some points, and so they had an easy time dropping Joel's doubleton queen. And so the opponents made 4, 170, and just didn't feel good. I knew that I had the opportunity to pass it out, but, what can I do? The next board was just what I'd hoped for. It was the board before hospitality break, and Joel opened a strong no trump. I have 4 spades and a nice balanced hand. I bid Stamen, and Joel responded 2 diamonds. So now I just bid 3 no trump, and that ended the auction. And so I left as dummy, and Kibitzer took over as dummy, but this is how Joel played the hand. They led the 9 of hearts, and Joel played the 10, and it went king, and he won the ace. So now Joel, really, he just was the only suit that he could ever possibly develop tricks in is spades. He obviously, he's never going to take more than 1 club trick, and always going to take 4 diamonds and 3 hearts. So it's just a matter of getting the most out of the spade suit. So Joel started by playing a spade to the queen, and unfortunately that lost. But then there was some good news. South could have shifted to a club now, and that would have given Joel no more chance of taking any more tricks. But South, in fact, continued his partner's opening lead suit, which was hearts. And so Joel got to win the heart. And now his extra play for a trick here is if spades are 3-3, he can just duck a spade. But just in case the opponents might mistakenly discard a spade from a 4-card suit, Joel played his diamonds out first. Nobody gave him any luck here. Just diamonds were 3-2, and South pitched a club, North pitched a heart, and South pitched a club. So now Joel just ducked a spade, and luckily spades were 3-3, so he made an over trick, and that was a good board. And certainly just what the doctor ordered given our state of our game.